the video starts, make sure you follow our socials in the description and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Welcome back to the Offbeat Podcast, back again this week, and there has been a little bit of delay in regards to the episodes. I can only apologise for that, life has got in the way, but I am back with a big episode today. I'm joined by Mercy Kelly. Well, three out of 4 members of Mercy Kelly.
Yeah.
How are we, boys?
Great.
Good, thank you.
Good, yeah.
Mate,
Yeah, man.
thank you for coming down. I mean, you're all from sort of like scattered around the corners of Manchester. You are here, there and everywhere. So Dale, aren't you?
Dale,
Yeah,
Rochdale.
you're more sort of like Clayton area.
Yeah.
And where are you from, Jack?
Oldham.
Oldham.
Yeah.
Big
My
rivalry
Oldham.
between you two, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it comes to the
When it comes to the non-league football, well, it's league now, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Rochdale is still non-league, I think, so I just want to make everyone aware
Oh,
of
yeah.
that.
and Oldham are actually doing all right in their division, so there's no chance of us playing each other anytime soon.
They're 15th in League 2, and I don't think all right is a bit of an overstatement.
Doing better than Rochdale.
Yeah, valid point. Like you just slagging off your hometown there. Great start. People in Rochdale already are on you. But yeah, you are a predominantly a Manchester-based band, aren't you? Indie band. We're partnered with This Feeling, aren't you, currently?
RGM and This Feeling, yeah.
Sort of merge.
Yeah, kind
Merge
of.
the two.
Just whatever. Want us on, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best way to go about it, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, you need the promoters for the gigs, don't you?
Well, that's
Course,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
we're really good mates with Carl, though, who runs RGM, so our loyalties are predominantly Carl, but This Feeling are also a mint platform, and we want to utilise every platform we can get, I suppose.
Of course, yeah, and you're also diving into the city world as well. We spoke about off camera, didn't we, Adam, a little bit? Are you sort of partnered up with LB and you do sort of like the music for his streams and stuff like that. How did that sort of come about?
A couple of years ago, I just started messaging people on Twitter, just like asking them to follow the band, like City fans predominantly, find like some common ground. And we did a show at a place called Night People in Manchester. And LB came down to it, and then ever since then, that kind of relationship has blossomed. We've had our music on his streams. He's come down to quite a few of the gigs, and he's just been a really ardent supporter of the band. And we really can't thank him enough for the exposure that he's given us. And he's just a mint guy, just a really good guy.
It's mad, Dan, because that's how I first sort of heard of you, through his streams on sort of like Twitter and YouTube and all that he does. Are you trying to buy into sort of the football theme? Because a lot of football, a lot of sort of like indie bands want to buy into the football approach on there. Are you all City fans?
I am, yeah. My family are like massive City supporters.
I mean, I could tell from where you're from, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I basically live in the stadium.
Yeah.
Well, I woke up one morning and Adam said, "You want to check the Twitter out?" And it was like follower after follower of City fan. I thought, this is pretty cool, this. But like, we originally tried to keep out of the music and football thing, but it just gradually just like was made that way.
I suppose it's kind of natural. If you're all City fans anyway, it sort of just actually makes sense a little bit. Like, you see a lot of, so like the Lilacs have just done a big piece with City recently, so their lead singer, he's a blue. Didn't even know that. I didn't have an absolute Scooby. When I saw him, I was like, fair news. And like the lead singer of Stanley's, he's a big blue as well. I met him at Madrid away.
There's loads of City fans. There's Blossoms with massive.
Oh, yeah. Joe listens to the Ramble as well, the City Ramble. So I'm a part of the City Ramble, who are like a fan channel as well. So you just tend to find like all this weird interconnecting sort of thing.
Well, my brother's a City fan, a massive City fan as well, and he's like goes every single game, and he always constantly messages me and says, "I've just seen this singer, I've just seen this band, I've just seen this band." I said, "Well, tell him about our band." And he says, "Yeah, I will." So he's like networking for us inside
You've got like a sleeper agent in the middle of the South Stand.
Yeah.
You've got a quite a big gig coming up as well in off the square, Manchester. It's December, isn't it?
December 13th.
Yeah.
For December,
Yeah.
Well, we're
Saturday.
Well done, guys. You could have said the wrong date there, and it would have gone downhill quickly. But it's at Off the Square, which is a nice venue in Manchester as well. About 150 cap in it, was like we were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've played it a few times, haven't we, over the years?
Yeah.
It's one of our favourite venues. It's brilliant.
What makes it one of your favourite venues then?
Just like it's just cool. It's just a cool venue.
Yeah.
It's small enough, good sound, like the wall in the background, you can have your logo, rather than bring a big banner, you can have a logo printed on through the projector. It's just cool venue.
The vibe's really good in there as well, like, and because the stage isn't like that high, you can almost be like on level with the audience.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Yeah.
And you sound like you kind of feel like you're surrounded by the audience as well, because they're either side and then in front of you.
Bit like a DJ set sort of vibe, isn't it?
Yeah.
They use it for club nights and stuff. So,
But you don't usually get that because usually with sort of like bands, stage, usually like a gap, crowd.
Yeah.
And you never really get that sort of encompassing element like Warehouse Project nowadays. You can even go round the back if you really want to. Like it's all around. So was that a big when you were thinking about this new headline show? Were you like, right, it's got to be off the square?
no, not really. This Feeling contacted us and they just said, "Do you fancy doing an headline gig?" And we said, "Yeah." And they said the venue's off the square, which we just went, "Yeah, we'll do it. Why not?" Because we know we could sell it out, and then it's just a nice little platform to start the new lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've not even really spoke about it yet, but you have got a new lineup recently, haven't you? You've only joined them in the last few months.
Yeah, I've been with these guys now for about 2 months. We've got a new drummer as well. He's called Connor. Couldn't make it today, unfortunately. But yeah, so far we've practiced quite a bit. I've really enjoyed it, getting to know the songs. I've got some experience playing with bands. Not so much indie rock, more like grungy type stuff. So it's
nice. So you sort of like post-punk grungy. Is that your...
Yeah. I'm into quite heavy stuff, but it's been really nice to get into the indie scene a bit more and like learn that kind of thing. Yeah.
So is that going to be the plan for you to, in the future, when you are writing your songs?
Yeah.
Maybe think about sort of heavier elements as well, because a lot of indie bands are introducing sort of like breakdowns and stuff recently.
Yeah.
And I think it works quite well. Like mishmashing sort of styles.
Yeah.
Especially because everyone likes a bit of a range of music nowadays.
Yeah. Well, that's something we've spoken about a little bit. Connor, our drummer, he's really into like heavy stuff as well, like metal. So the idea is over the next few months to years, continue to make stuff together and hopefully maybe the rhythm section can work to make some heavier stuff, like make some heavy bass lines, heavy beats, that kind of thing. Yeah,
it's good to mix up. It means you won't get bored either.
Yeah,
that sort of works. So you two primarily started a band because you started in was it like 2021, 2020?
2019.
2019.
Yeah, it was just before COVID, wasn't it? We didn't have a full band, but we just started doing. I think when COVID hit, wasn't it?
Yeah, we started off as an acoustic. Kind of like just like songwriting.
Everyone starts as an acoustic. The amount of times I've had bands in and everyone's like, yeah, we started off as an acoustic. I was like, yeah.
Well, I feel like when you start off with acoustic, it's a better way of songwriting because you actually get the structure of the song bang on and then develop it with the rest of the instrumentation. It's just a nice way. I think all the best bands write acoustically.
Yeah.
There's no way. We've tried writing in a band room with the full band and it's impossible. It's just too much noise. It's overstimulating. It's awful.
Yeah.
It's ADHD everywhere. Everyone's like, how we manage this?
I can't do it. I can't do that sort of environment for writing.
So are you predominantly a band's writer then, Jack?
No, me and Adam. So me and Adam have written all the songs, haven't we, so far? It starts off with either me with an idea of a song or Adam, and then when we did it originally, we was doing it on video call, and the latency was awful. It was horrendous.
Yeah,
you were like 2 seconds behind everyone.
Yeah. It was the only option we had, because of COVID and stuff like that. We couldn't go around to each other's houses, but you just gotta find ways to make it work. Yeah. And just try and be as productive as you could be at a time when things just weren't as productive.
You are being productive at the moment, though. You released 3 songs within the last sort of year or so.
Yeah.
And then you've got an EP coming out in 2026 as well. So you are being active. You're churning them out. Are these songs that you've all written recently since you've become like a new band, or is it just a case of being in your sort of library?
I say
they're in our library.
They're in our library. Yeah.
We've got loads of songs that are just needing to find the funds to record, aren't we? That's all. It's just about the money side of it. That's it. It's an expensive hobby. That's why we want to make it as though we're earning money to actually record and do it. We've got all the songs, haven't we, in the world, really?
Yeah.
But that's the thing, innit? Every single time, all the money you make off every gig goes into recording the next single. unless you're an arena level artist or like sort of like a VV Studios level artist where you are able to take money out of the band, it takes up until like the academy sort of level before you can even take a penny a lot of the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of like, well, that's just the nature of the beast of like when you're a band on like whatever level that you are, and you're still trying to build yourself up to getting that to that level. You always have that one goal in mind, and that the next step is always going to be like, okay, we'll play at this venue, and then the next one will be like the academy or something like that. Eventually, till the point where you reach it, and if you just keep that kind of like that goal and that in sight, then it's like, okay, right, yeah, you sit down and you try and figure out the best way to do it.
Yeah, I suppose you're quite lucky as well, being sort of in and around Manchester scene. Manchester is a very clear music progression for bands, doesn't it? Yeah. There's always a step up the ladder, and you can sort of work your way up all the way through.
Yeah.
So, do you have that sort of like, what are your plans for the next 24 months on there? Are you looking at sort of like a place like a Gorilla, where you'd be like, look, in 2 years' time, I reckon we're going to be like Gorilla level, or where are you sort of aiming towards?
Well, at the end of the day, you've got to have the sky's the limit, innit, really? I want to be doing Wembley, but in the next 24 months...
A lad from Oldham, headlining Wembley, here we go. Your local paper will enjoy that, won't it?
But it's true. There's no point in being in a band, writing your own music, and not aiming as high as you can.
Yeah, definitely.
Otherwise, there's no point in doing it, in my opinion. But yeah, I think next 24 months probably we want loyal fans coming to the gigs, and Gorilla size maybe. Yeah, I reckon so.
Yeah,
it's achievable.
Definitely is achievable.
Yeah, because you've got like bands like Shade are from local to you, they're from like Shaw area. They've just done sort of Gorilla on there, so it's very achievable if you're looking at it.
Exactly. Yeah, we have a good. I have a good relationship at the minute. Only recently with Luke from Shade, and
does he produce for you?
No, he don't produce from us. He's mixed a couple of songs for us, and he's a great producer. They've just split up, haven't they?
They have. Yeah, so I had Shade on about a year and a half ago. Great interview, great stories as well. But I saw it split up, and it's big shame, but I think they're all sort of... I know Luke's doing a lot of work now with different up-and-coming bands, and he's also got his producing as well, so people just go down different avenues, don't they?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So, it's... we've got some kind of like fingering or iron in the firing... What's the word? What I'm trying to say is that people kind of like change their... as long as they're still involved to some degree, whether that's producing or whether it's continuing in bands or being like a solo artist, I think like it's just for the love of the music.
Yeah.
It's just finding another avenue to kind of take it down and make it expand to your own personal ambitions.
Do you think that helps with your job as well, Adam? Because you work sort of behind the scenes in music venues as well. Do you sort of see gigs from a different viewpoint to the rest of the band then? Are you sort of looking like for a production value, this is what I want for the shows?
Yeah, definitely, absolutely, because you see when you're kind of like putting it together and then you're seeing everything kind of just like go off, you're always kind of like questioning, oh my god, like how did that happen and stuff like that, and you'd be like, oh god, I'd love to have that one day, I'd love to bring that kind of like light to one of our gigs or something. And it's just, not only does it kind of like inspire you and like drive you to kind of like get to that, it's just like you see just kind of like the level and how much actually does go into it.
And also because the venue you work at, there's so many different genres that play there as well. Yeah. So you can sort of, like, for example, like the techno events, they're all about the light shows.
Yeah,
everything is about sort of big bright lights, make it as interesting as possible to view. Whereas indie bands, apart from maybe Kasabian, quite drubbed down, aren't they? They're very sort of like basic. You could usually have a curtain backdrop, one colour, two colour setting. So are you constantly going to be looking in the future as you grow to introduce all the different elements from the different bands and different artists that you've sort of worked with?
Yeah, from my personal level, yeah, absolutely. Like, because you've seen things that just never have been like seen, or kind of like you've never seen going to a gig, been introduced to an indie level or anything like that before. But some of the visuals for some of the techno gigs and stuff like that are ridiculous. Like, because it's like you just said there, more impetus is put on the visual. Mm-hmm. perspective rather than kind of like the musical perspective. It kind of like goes hand in hand with each other.
Yeah, it's a lot of both. I mean, we did a photo shoot recently, and obviously one key theme of that was kind of making sure that our outfits were like complementing each other and synchronized, which is something I think we're going to look at when we do gigs. I mean, with music, obviously the most important part is the music, but a massive part of it is the image and the fashion side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, Blossoms are just 4 regular working class blokes from Stockport.
Yeah.
And then you'll see a picture of them and how they are in real life versus how they come across in their media. It's like chalk and cheese. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. But they built Blossoms as like a project, sort of, and it works well. Like, look at Serge with all the coats and all the... Everyone knows... Whenever I go and see Kasabian now, I'm like, what's he going to be wearing? Which is crazy to think about, isn't it? But it definitely sort of attracts people towards your band.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely does.
Yeah, I think when you watch bands, we've been culpable of doing it in the past. Like, everyone's in completely different styles, and it just looks... It looks... The music's okay, but then it just looks like a car crash on stage when you're looking at the visuals.
Yeah.
But like as far as image is important. But like when you said about the shows and stuff, our biggest influences in bands, particularly mine and Adam's, are like bands like U2, The Killers.
Nice.
They're focused on shows, aren't they? You know, you look at Brandon Flowers.
He's a showman.
Exactly.
He's a showman.
They're from Las Vegas, so what you know.
What else do you expect?
Yeah. And they drill that in you, don't they? When you go and watch them, they're like basically saying with the music in the show, we are from Las Vegas. This is what Las Vegas is about.
Yeah.
You know? And
well, you're going to be like, we're from Manchester. We'll have a beat on the stage, you know. There'll be all sorts going on. Pep Guardiola will come out, you know. Yeah, you'll be living up to the
that's
name.
it. You've got to think of means to make it interesting, and that's what we want to. That's our next step now. I think is when you go and watch Mercy Kelly live on the 13th of December. What are you going to see? It's a surprise, isn't it? But we're going to be a different Mercy Kelly.
Mm. Yeah.
It's exciting as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is exciting. So, what sort of big plans have you got for the Office Square? We're not going to reveal everything, obviously.
No.
Are you introducing any covers? Is it just going to be straight your songs? Or
we never do covers. It's very rare that we'll ever do a cover, just because we just want to get our music out, and we believe in our music, and we just want that. The difference is we're back to a 4-piece now. We originally was a 5-piece, so we had that added guitar sound in the set. So now we've just recently bought some in-ear monitors, haven't we?
Yeah.
Nice.
We've got like synths in the background through a track, and it's just the sound's just going to be bigger, and there's more room for me to move about more, and each individual member to shine. It sounds less. It's more professional now, I'd say.
What's your style on stage, then, Jack? Are you
my style?
Are you sort of in your face front man? Are you more of a reserved sort of let the music do the talking? What is your style?
I don't know. What would you say?
I'd say you've over the past couple of months you've definitely come out a lot more. Yeah. Like in terms of.
So are you thinking like more energy based?
Yeah, because as I stated before, like Brandon Flowers and Bono and all that lot of my, Elvis, stuff like that, they're my idols. So I want to not copy them, but take parts of them and put them into my performance, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. And style wise, I always wear some mad stuff, don't I?
Yeah.
On stage.
Yeah.
Like velvet, sort of styles.
You're happy to push your boat out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like I bleach my hair, it's not natural this hair. I can be quite flamboyant. I'm definitely not a boring character, a bit vanilla. I'd like to be a bit more.
See, that's me. When for me as a punter, because I go to lots of gigs, I love watching bands. I love all sort of genres of music. Not that into rap, but apart from that, I'm all for it. And I look at the band, so I don't like being bored. I'm very much a case of I want something to look at and appreciate, really. Yeah. So I would appreciate sort of that high energy, that flamboyant sort of. It's a different approach. It keeps the crowd sort of second guessing what you're going to do next, what's happening here. So I'm presuming that you've got a few tricks up your sleeve for the Office Square show.
100%, yeah.
Lovely stuff. And I wanted to dive a little bit into your songwriting in a bit more detail. I know you said you sort of work on it on an acoustic level. So is it always a case of you produce sort of like the lyrics, you'll take it to Tom, you'll take it to the drummer, and you'll sort of add elements based off that in the future?
I'd say so. That's definitely more predominantly how we do it. Like, I think it's just because we've been doing it, because we started it like that. It's just always been like, it's certainly in my head, it's always been like, okay, right, look, let's go and see what Jack thinks of this.
It's a natural sort of element, yeah.
And, but I must admit, like, I do enjoy maybe getting like 2/3 of, or maybe even like half a song down as an acoustic thing, and then like getting into rehearsals and then just hearing kind of, you know, Tom throw his bass on it, or Connor come up with like a really interesting drum fill.
Yeah.
And then it kind of take on a completely different life within itself. When we write together, it's like, it is a really intimate kind of like process and stuff, and I think because we love the same kind of music and have like the same influences, it's very easy to kind of like gauge on the same page.
Well, a lot of the time as well, Adam will send me like videos of him playing a riff, and there'll be sometimes hundreds of videos come through my phone, and I'm like picking and choosing. Oh, this sounds all right. This is shit. This
Swipe
is all right. You know,
Swipe
and
right.
it's kind of, kind of Tinder effect.
You're playing band Tinder.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, look, we it's like he's got riffs. You write a lot of riffs, don't you? And then I sort of like put the melody on top of the riff, and I'll like hum a tune over his riff, and then find if it's a right fit for our band, and then we'll get together then and do it on an acoustic guitar, and then the final layer, well, not the final layer, that'll be recording it, but he's like taking it to the band, and then the drums add their bit, the guitars add their bit, the bass and all that lot. So.
Yeah. Obviously, the process so far since me and Connor joined has just been to actually learn our parts of the songs.
Of course, because there's a lot. You've got up until 2019, you've got a lot of backlog to sort of work from.
Yeah, but I'd say we've been more than meeting like the quota so far. We've gotten to the point where we've even added our own bits and stuff, like personalised it a little bit.
It's good. That's what you want.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, from two of you, obviously this is like your baby. You don't want someone to come in and just play it sort of note for note.
Yeah.
Then you just basically, it's just boring, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And then you end up being, if you're playing it note for note and it's not your song that you didn't write, you feel a bit more like a session musician. We don't want that in Mercy Kelly. We want to be for individual members.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty about this now, with being four of us, and everybody in this band now are all interested in the songwriting side of stuff.
Nice.
Is we'll get together with an acoustic guitar or whatever, and hopefully like Tom and Connor will bring their songs in, or we can write them together, and then we'll start, that's where the influences of them will start, you know, being a part of our sound, you know.
Yeah, that's the idea going forward. I think after this first phase of just perfecting the already existing songs is down, then the next part, I'd say, is for us to get together more and just have more like casual practice sessions where we just kind of come up with stuff.
Yeah,
like
you start riff, can't you? And introduce each other to different music. Because with you two having very similar music taste,
pretty much the same, aren't we?
Yeah. So pretty much having someone who's sort of into the grunge, you've got a drummer who's into metal. Like, the best drummers for me are metal drummers.
100%.
Yeah.
1,000,000%. They are sensational. Like, I was talking about, I went and saw Busted. And Busted's drummer, even though they play sort of like indie rock, maybe more like pop rock, punk rock, whatever, he is a metal drummer, and I can tell that just by watching him for a second, but they're able to just adapt their style.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see a breakdown in your set. I'm just saying it. I just think it would bring such a good element to Mercy Kelly's. Oh, they've got breakdowns in the songs.
It's certainly like in terms of like dynamics and stuff, and it's something that we've actually not done before as well. So, like, you know, if new song on the horizon, we'll throw like maybe like 3 breakdowns into it or something like that.
The Bohemian Rhapsody song.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It worked for them, didn't it?
Yeah,
I mean, everyone
did.
told them it were going to be shit, and look what happened there. It's probably the most famous song of all time now.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the other one? The Green Day song. That's a bit like it, isn't it?
Jesus of Suburbia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got American Idiot on vinyl. Love it. It's such a good album.
Such a good album. Like
Such a good album. It's one of the albums that you can put on from start to finish, and you're like, right,
Yeah.
I don't need to skip that. It's just straight the way through. So, I'm interested about the music taste on there for you, because you said Elvis.
Yeah.
And you went The Killers, and that is 2 very different artists on there for you. So when you are in and you are practicing, who's in charge of sort of putting the background music on? We've got the orcs essentially.
We don't really do that, do we? We don't really put background music. We did it for the photo shoot, didn't we? I think that was the first time we put like background music on. But we was going for like, it was weird, weren't we? Did we put a pop punk playlist or something like that?
Yeah. That was
That's just easy listening, and I think being our age, you know, the age we are, that's our childhood, isn't it?
Well, growing up in mid-noughties, it was very much pop was everywhere. You've got Green Day, you've got Paramore, you've got All Time Low, You Me at 6, there's just bands everywhere. And the pop punk phase was like, I mean, All Time Low made a whole career about it's not just a phase, it's a lifestyle, and makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So, in regards to like the metal aspect with your drummer on there, because obviously your drummer's not here today, when you were looking at sort of like Tom and Connor coming into the band, were you looking at sort of different musicians to you, bringing in a different sort of element?
Well, I think our last lineup was different as well. So we had Jacob, the guitarist, was into his like, what was he into? Like,
it's like you say like
classic rock sort of.
Yeah.
Stuff,
Oh, nice. So like glam rock, classic rock. Yeah.
Like Led Zeppelin and all that sort of stuff. And then Leon was a metal head, wasn't he? Really? But he was like obsessed with like Iron Maiden and all that lot. And then Joe was into his Muse and stuff. He was a bass player, and so we did have a difference in musical taste. But I think it sort of clashed because they was less open minded in our sort of music and the music that Mercy Kelly was, whereas Tom and Connor are a bit more open minded.
I mean, it's perfect. You want open minded musicians because at the end of the day, if you go down one sort of alley, people either love you or hate you. You become Marmite, don't you?
Exactly.
So being adaptable. Yeah. Right, we'll leave it there for part 1, and then we've got a few list of questions to come back to for part 2, and we'll dive a bit more in about the band's past and sort of learn a bit more about yourself off music as well. See what you're into on that side.
Yeah, man.
Sounds cool.
See you in part 2. Part 2, we are back, short break, and we will be heading straight back into it. So, we were sort of talking a little bit about your future plans in part 1, but we didn't actually divulge too much in there, where, as in, like, talk about 2026. So obviously, you've got your gig's out of the way in December. What's your plans going into 2026 moving forward?
I'd say definitely heading into 2026, working on new material as a band, like, you know, and we've just been coming up with like different ideas. We're definitely not just resting on our laurels and being like, okay, right, let's get this next single out of the way next, and then, you know, put all the stuff into the EP. It's like, okay, right, next song and stuff like that, get that rolling and stuff like that. And certainly, like, now as the new lineup, it feels right. It's certainly the new year to start introducing like all like kind of like new songs and new ideas that we're working on as a band.
The EP's a priority as well, really, because we've got the EP to come, which is like our first set of more than one song, so that's always good.
Exciting moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very exciting moment. Are you how many of your current singles are going to be on the EP, or is it all going to be?
No, there's going to be the majority of them are already released, but we've got a couple more to add in.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I mean, on a personal level, like, I'm excited for the next song. Really, I'm excited for the next song because it's from when we took it into rehearsals and then into the studio. It's, you kind of like see it or hear it in this perspective, like brought to life.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why we've gone for the backing tracks in the gigs, because
so the synths,
synth,
right?
It's heavily synth driven. It's very it's anthemic, but it's also, what's the word? Do you know, like, I can't really. My mind's gone blank. But it's very, very different to what we've been releasing, if that makes sense. Still Mercy Kelly sound, but it's got a lot more room to play with our influences.
So are you going to play that at your upcoming show?
Yeah, definitely. We've played it in the past shows, but it's kind of not been what we wanted it to be. But when we went to the studio, because it's already recorded, it sort of like give it that lease of life, and now it's a song that we envisaged it to be.
Like a mainstay.
Envisioned, should I say?
Yeah.
Do you? I always like asking bands this question because I get so many different responses. When you are recording, you're writing a song, do you write a song in thinking, oh, this is going to be our opener, this is going to be our closer? Like, for example, the K's recently, they did Icarus in their first album. Obviously, they wrote it as an opener. It's just big, long build-up. You could tell that was to open up the shows. So do you ever sort of look at a song and be like, we're finishing on that?
Well, it's weird, actually, because every time you record a new song, it becomes your favourite song automatically.
Yeah, you're like, well, I suppose it means that you do become music then, so otherwise you'd be like, oh, it's shit.
This is the best song in the world. We'll open with that. We'll close with that. We'll play 10 of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think with the next song, the new song on the EP, that is definitely, it could be an opener, couldn't it?
It could be, definitely could be.
Because there's a lot of room in it. There's a lot of like, it's very, it gradually builds up.
Nice.
So
are you looking, when are you looking for the EP? Are you looking sort of early part of 2026, sort of like spring, summer?
Probably early 26, I reckon. Start the year as we mean.
It's all recorded, all mastered.
It's
everything?
all mastered, all recorded. Yeah, we're just waiting on the artwork, aren't we? I think that's a big part of it as well, is getting the artwork right, because we want it to be, when people see that artwork, they'll go, "What's this?" Nice.
I mean, are you doing like a social plan as well? Because I know a few of you run the socials.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the big things that we have learnt about releasing is kind of like how much you can be creative and inventive with your social media, certainly when it comes to putting a new single out. And it took us a while to kind of like get it, but when we get it, it was just like, okay, right, having that kind of like belief in the songs, and you know, being able to have like an image painted in your head off listening to the song, it makes your social media inventiveness, and like Jack said with the artwork, it makes it just that bit clearer.
Yeah, you've got to try and error a lot of this. Like I Tuesday Night Lights on here, I think are a brilliant indie band, and they're going to be massive. And I love that they do a drum cam for the shows. Simple case, they go live on Instagram every show. Just watch the drums.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I sit there and I watch it, because I know all the songs. I know what's going to happen, but I'm still interested. So you can be inventive, can't you? You can try different sort of tactics, different avenues on there for you. Is it predominantly just like the two of you who run the socials then?
At the minute, yeah. But we're
so
getting
far,
to the point where...
Yeah.
Tom's a web designer, so...
Yeah, web designer.
Aye.
So
piece of piss idea straight away.
Yeah, well, the idea is obviously going forward, I'll be taking over the website. It just makes it easier, I think, if someone in the band is actually doing it. Because before we had like, was it a manager who was doing it or something?
No, it was he's my stepbrother's brother-in-law, I think.
Right.
So he was running it, but he's over in Liverpool, so it's quite hard work to get in contact with him and stuff. So when it's in-house, it's a lot easier.
Yeah,
but I feel like
easier.
social media and stuff is, these days, especially now, it's probably more important than the music itself and the playing live, because everybody's on social media.
Of course they are. Yeah, it might be weird to say this as a podcaster, but I'm not a social media guy.
Yeah.
I don't like social. That's what I struggle with that aspect of it. Yeah. Trying to sort of push myself out on social media, because if I'm ever out there, I won't be. I never think, oh, I'm going to take a picture of that and post it.
Yeah, I get that.
That's it, and we're not a social media people at all. It's very hard to crack. Like if there's any social media managers out there that want to do it for us for free, be our guest.
Absolutely.
I know we get.
Do you know what? If any social media manager want to do it for me for free, drop below. We are involved.
I think the issue with that is social media managers are great, but we get emails constantly saying, "Oh, we'll do it," but it's just very, very costly. And if you can crack doing it yourselves, which is very difficult, you're on for a winner, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's finding ideas. It's being creative in the thought of doing, like you said, it's like finding different, like you said, drum cams and all that lot, and finding a little niche to show. It's all right doing this covers thing that everybody's doing these days, you know, really constant songs of doing a cover of a song that you like, but I think there's a way you can crack it in a different avenue, which we're yet to find out.
Absolutely, yeah. It's because it's so big as well, and it's so vast, is that there are so many different avenues you can go down with it. And, you know, every day you're seeing somebody kind of like do something different with it. And it amazes me, like, how much it's changed the whole music industry in, like, the space of 20 years. Like, the kind of, like, bands, like Jack was saying, that we grew up on, like, the Killers in the early 2000s. you get a record deal and then, to put music, money towards like a video like Mr. Brightside, and now look at a song like that. Now, like a lot of like the big labels and certainly the major labels will be like, how many followers have you got on Instagram or something like that?
Yeah.
And it's a great shame because you're seeing like people put out really good tunes and really good music, but because you haven't got that social media presence.
Well, people are doing like videos these days. You'll do a music video, spend $5,000 or whatever on a music video. But people, like, we were speaking to the photographer the other day, and we're getting he does like social media videos and stuff, and he's recording like, instead of a full video, he's recording little sections of different
30 seconds,
videos.
yeah.
Because what is it? People's attention span these days is about
3 seconds.
Is it 3 seconds?
Yeah.
So if you're spending all that money on one music video that you're going to bang on YouTube, no one's going to watch it. Like YouTube is suffering now because of this attention span. TikTok, 3 seconds.
Yeah, I hate, like, my TikTok does fairly well. I'm not uploading there for a couple of months now, but it's not me. I want to make longer form content. I want to meet people. This is why I do this. I'm not doing it to snapshot a 30-second clip of like a 2-hour conversation.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it's just not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just...
I'm the same.
It's just at the mercy of an algorithm, really.
You are, massively, and it can change like that.
Yeah. But I think it's a shame, to be honest, for like new, small, local bands. Like, not even us, but bands who are completely new, starting out, who might have really good ideas and be really good musicians, but... Unfortunately, a lot of the time, unless they kind of get that little bit of traction that kind of bumps you over a certain number, and from there it goes exponentially. Like, I've seen a lot of really good bands that have had like 10 people watching them, and they're like fantastic, but they've just not been lucky enough. Or
the algorithm's in charge of the making and breaking of a band, isn't it?
Pretty
Let's
much.
Be honest.
Yeah.
Spotify's and all that lot. Like when we release music, you can get on like the algorithmic playlists. You could be on, you could pay for playlists and stuff, but that's few and far between with in terms of listener count. If you get banged on one of the major Spotify playlists, then that's it. Like the Release Radars or the Discover Weeklies, that can just go bang. You're on 100k listens and stuff.
You
like
are doing quite well with your streams though. Bear in mind you've released quite a few songs in a short space of time. Most of them are averaging sort of over 4 or 5k on.
That's a start, definitely. I do. We have made good progress in that, but we've also paid a bit of money towards the promotion of it using like services like Muso Soup and stuff like that. So it's making a difference, but we're trying to now get the people who are listening to then come to the gigs, which is the hard part.
Yeah.
And that's where things like this, people getting to know the band, you'd be like, right, I want to go and see them now. Or
it'd help as well if a big thing as well, which a lot of bands do, is pay for promotion on Instagram and Meta and Facebook and all that lot. But we are currently banned from that, aren't we?
Yeah.
So we can't promote any videos and stuff because
why are you banned?
Something.
It was, I don't even know what it is, but
there's a story behind this.
No, there generally isn't, right, as well, right? There actually isn't. Right, it's something about
like that.
0.02p.
Yeah, I think we didn't pay a payment for like
0.02p.
0.02p or something, so they completely restricted our account. Now, because Facebook and Instagram are connected by Meta, Meta are being bellends and not letting us put our...
crazy,
not letting us fix it. So you had to leave the account, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because it was hooked up to his card. Now that's just completely blocked us from doing anything. The only thing we can do on Instagram is post and message. We can't promote anything.
Which is crazy, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like my Instagram algorithm is through the floor because there's a lot of... when I used to share posts, I'd collab it thinking, I'll go on both our feeds, it'll be perfect. But I've had some people who sign record deals or they do this, do that, and they uncollaborate it. And it's just, my algorithm's now fucked because of it. And I'm like, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Well, so now I've learned my lesson, but it's too little too late, isn't it? Unfortunately, which is annoying on there for you. Shall we move on to a few listener questions? We did get a few sent in. Some of them very, very interesting as well. I want to start on one from a lad called Jerome. Ever played abroad, lads?
No.
I'd like to. I'd love to.
Wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Well, you've got a fan from France anyway, because he asked when are you coming to France. So I thought, have you been to France before? Have you
I've never been to France.
I haven't been.
I've been on holiday once.
We never played it.
That was it. Yeah, never played it.
So where's your that's come from?
He's and Jerome, if you're watching this, I love you, man. he's just been such like a really ardent supporter of the band ever since we put our first single out, and you know,
for quite a good few years then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guys bought a T-shirt and everything like that. So
love it.
Yeah,
big
we
up
sent it out
to
to France, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yes, Jerome. Hopefully soon, we'll concentrate on conquering this little island, and then we'll move out to the.
We'll take away the whole of Europe.
That's right. Start with one, move to the next, isn't it?
I mean, if Jerome really wants to, maybe Jerome can get in touch with a few of his local bars, local pubs, and see if they'll have you down.
Exactly.
Yeah. Take a holiday out of it.
Spread the word around France, and if we get enough fans, we'll do a gig there.
Absolutely.
Lovely.
We're just not playing to 3 people.
Yeah. Have you had any gigs like that where it's been very...
Yeah.
A few people?
Yeah, some shocking gigs.
Yeah.
I mean, they do sort of very much make you as a band, don't they?
Yeah, you've got to be resilient, but at the time they do. It is a kick up the arse. It's very hard to take, but you've just got to do it. I think Oasis did it, didn't they? The one gig where they just played to the barman.
Yeah. I read.
And
once.
then there's that video of the Killers with playing Mr. Brightside, and nobody they go, "Oh, this is Mr. Brightside. This is a song called Mr. Brightside," and nobody's interested.
Yeah.
So every band's done it.
I read once that Queen did it like back in the 70s or something. They played a gig to like 6 people, and then they thought like, all right, we need to write some new songs and go back to that instead for a while.
Yeah, I think if you give up after gigs like that, there's no point.
No, yeah. You need some resilience, especially in that sort of industry. A nice one as well from Rashona. She asked about your songwriting process, we have already sort of covered, but she's asked a very general question about what makes a good musician. And this is a good question, because there's no right answer.
No, that is yeah.
So what, in your opinion, same for you, Jack, being lead singer, what is it that makes a good musician for you?
In terms of my forte, like being a frontman, is probably confidence. Like, you can have all the talent in the world, all the natural talent in the world, or you can practice and practice and practice, but if you don't have the confidence, it shows. So, like, for example, me, I'm not virtuoso in any sort of musical instrument and stuff, or even singing, but you've just got to have the confidence.
You like to put the show on.
Yeah, and believe in what you're doing. You know, you can be, you know, I do play guitar as well. And yeah, just as long as you have the confidence, in my opinion, then you're a good musician. I know it's hard because you could have all the confidence in the world and be tone deaf and do that, but just believe in what you do.
And for you, Sue?
I wouldn't stray too far from that answer at all, really. Like, and I think anybody kind of like in this game, if you're talking about like levels of musicianship, if you can play an instrument to a good level, you're already a competent musician. But then it's like Jack says, is that having that kind of like confidence and just being like, okay, right, I'm gonna like put on a show. Like, you can feel it, you know, like as an audience member, it's, you know, it's almost like a vibe, and that if you're not like confident, it kind of just
detracts from the performance, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You can tell when a band don't give a shit.
Yeah.
To put it quite bluntly.
Yeah.
When the band who's not arsed about being there, you're like, all right, well, if you're not arsed, I'm not arsed.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've seen a few bands like that where I'm like, you're just not arsed to be here, and I'm now gone because of it.
Yeah.
You should always perform every gig like it's your last show, shouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly, absolutely.
Yeah.
Current day music inspiration. So Adam05 has asked about your current music inspirations. I want to start with you, Tom, because you're very different to them two.
Yeah, I'm more into... so there is some overlap. Like, I'm massively into The Smiths and The Cure, which is another big influence, which is something I've felt in a couple of the songs that I've been learning since I joined. Like, I really like one of them. It feels like something The Cure could have written, but not in like a copycat way, just in a very similar undertone sort of way.
Yeah.
But apart from that, yeah, I am quite into classic rock as well, like some of the old members. So I do like Queen, Led Zeppelin, a bit of Black Sabbath, a little bit of metal, but I'm not into extremely heavy stuff, just like a bit of Metallica, a bit of Iron Maiden, that sort of thing. But yeah.
Very, very sort of like... So do you not like any sort of like modern bands out there? Are you sort of straight... I'll listen to greatest hits 70s.
Yeah, that's
we won't budge.
That's one of my weaknesses. Yeah, I need to listen to newer stuff. I tend to like get into a couple of bands and then I'll just listen to them non-stop for like months on end.
A lot of people like that, you know. When they find a band, they'll just be like, right, I'm stuck with you now forever.
Something I was speaking to Connor about, our drummer. He was introducing me to some like newer stuff, and I was like, oh, this is really good. I've just not heard of it.
I'm not listening to new music. There's always old bands that I can delve into the history of this.
Yeah.
It's all what you need to expand your horizons. Like I recently found a band called Ice Nine Kills. I'm going to see them next month.
I've heard of them, yeah. I've heard of them.
Fucking brilliant. Brilliant. Now, they are, talking about showmen, bloody hell, so they must spend hundreds of thousands on a music video. But basically, they're all into their horror music. So they've done an album called Welcome to Horrorwood, where every song is about a different horror film.
Oh, wow.
And basically, I want to dress up as a Joker this week, so he'll go and write a song about that, and then he'll just basically be a Joker on screen. But they're very much like, they have like Art the Clown who comes out and they basically kill him on stage. It's very metal. It's a bit that goes a bit above my head, but they put on a show, so I'm really excited to see them. They're at the Co-op as well, and
that'd be mint.
That's a good venue, isn't it?
Yeah. And then for you two, is there any like current music artists that you are listening to, or is it all sort of like the old stuff?
In terms of current music artists, I love Sam Fender, me.
Nice.
I absolutely adore Sam Fender. Like, because one of my big songwriting things is Bruce Springsteen.
Oh, yeah. Similar sort of vibes, similar tones, yeah.
And anyone that can kind of like tell a story about like, you know, where he's from or like his own personal experiences, it's just like, it's relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's like not particularly, you know, all the stories parallel with each other. You can always take like bits of that and be like, oh, you know, I've gone through that. Or you can just feel the emotion in a song. And it's just, it actually, like as a guitar player, he's such an underrated guitarist. I was listening to that Border song, and that guitar solo, and that's just mint. I spent ages like trying to figure it out, and I must have been like, I'm not doing that. I gave up after about 20 minutes. But yeah, and he's almost been like a bit of a, not necessarily a saviour, but something different in terms of what's in the mainstream now.
Oh, massively. Massively. He came huge through TikTok. And usually from TikTok, it's very much the repetitive pop element, your Charlie XCX sort of vibes, where it's quite a very unique artist, don't get me wrong, but it's very much like they're looking for that 10-second clip, whereas Sam Fender's an indie artist.
Yeah.
He just has good songs, and they've just been able to sort of clip around it, and that's how he's got big.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
He's a breath of fresh air,
really
something. He's not one that I have ever properly got into, because I think I found him a bit too late, and then when I found him, I was like, all right, well, I'm very much, I want to see bands at their peak. That's what I look at a band. Like I saw Jerry Cinnamon at Hampden Park, saw him at his peak. I saw Cortinas at Old Trafford, the first one. I think that was their peak.
Yeah.
Like I'm very much, I want to see a band up until their peak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas Sam Fender, he's done it all now. And I'm like,
yeah,
a bit too late on it. And for you, Jack, is there any modern artists that you listen to?
Oh, there's loads. My Spotify playlists are full of all sorts. I new bands. I grew up with like Catfish and the Bottom, and I loved them. I love Catfish, and I think like when you said with Sam Fender, is Bruce Springsteen's one of your idols, the Killers are one of my idols, and Catfish and the Bottom, and I'm massive Killers fans. I went watching Louis Dunford.
Nice, yeah.
A couple of months ago, he's brilliant. I like proper songwriters, like people who sit down and like write songs about how they feel and things that are going on in the world, and not just about picking up a bird from McDonald's and taking her out. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like proper story songs, and Louis Dunford is smashing it at the minute.
We also had Over Oceans messaging as well, asking about festivals. Now, festivals are huge for bands, and they're huge for finding new audiences as well. Have you got any festivals that lined up?
We're in contact with somebody about festival season next year, so fingers crossed.
Yeah. Hopefully, yeah.
Is there any that you've got your eye on? Because obviously you're in a prime spot of sort of festivals. You've got like Why Not, so in Derbyshire, and you've got obviously Kendal, slightly further up north.
I think coming off the back of playing Kendal and Tramlines in the summer definitely gave us that kind of like that taste of doing it again, like the whole festival experience itself. So we're definitely keeping all avenues open that could possibly lead to playing another big festival.
And you definitely go back there again. So,
100%. It was a great experience.
Absolutely,
wasn't it?
yeah.
How did you manage to get on like a Tramlines and a Kendal Calling lineup?
So we got on Tramlines through Carl from RGM.
So was it the Fringe?
Yeah, it was a Fringe.
Yeah.
And then Kendal was a lad called Paul who He's a tour manager for not Dirty Laces. He was the RX guitarist. He's good friends with Dirty Laces, but he's a tour manager for Spiral Carpets.
Nice.
So yeah, he liked the music and wanted to get us on Kendall Calling on the Tim Peake stage. So
lovely.
Cool.
I mean, that's quite interesting. Not many people can say that anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's great. It's an exciting 2026, and I'm sure we'll be on a few festivals because we've not really done that many festivals.
No.
And they're always just a great vibe, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I've had a lot of bands who partner with This Feeling who've done Isle of Wight, and Isle of Wight is one where everyone loves it because it's a simple case of you get to meet all the other bands as well. It's like a networking event as well as being a big show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which you can't really complain with that. Perfect. Now, just finish off, where can we find you on your socials? Are you across all platforms?
Across all platforms,
Every single platform, yeah. Spotify, Instagram, you know.
And Facebook as well.
Yeah, everything.
And it's mercy.kellyband.
Just Mercy Kelly. Type in Mercy Kelly. I think we're the only Mercy Kelly in the world, really.
That's always
easy to find.
Yeah.
Say that, I'm not the only offbeat podcast as well. It's not good. There's like an Indian crime channel, True Crime.
My mum probably watches.
And you know what? They're fucking massive as well. Wow. Yeah, they're fucking huge. We'll think of a population of India. Not hard to venture out there.
That is true.
Massive. I'm like, they started after me, and I'm like, fuck's sake. But yeah, so if you did enjoy this video, you are watching on YouTube, please do like the video. It really does help push this content out. Subscribe, check out our past content. Plenty of bands, boxers, footballers, you name it. Probably interviewed them on there for you. If you listen on Spotify, 5-star review. Check these boys out on Spotify as well. Push them streams up. And buy a ticket to the show off the square, 13th December.
Yeah, 13th.
13th December, buy a ticket. They will be in the link in the description, but they're also in the boys' bio as well.
Yeah, man.
Cheers, fellas.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.